The Bitcoin bull market that we're expecting in Q1 is here. We got to be a little bit patient. Bitcoin and altcoins are setting up for an absolutely explosive gains in this market. So what are we doing about it? We had Ross Ulbricht pardoned last night. Trump keeping his promise about that. Executive orders, further crypto executive orders are on their way. We've got incredible charts showing what we can be expecting here in the short term. We got to be patient with some washouts in both directions, but the signals for ultimate max gain pumpage on the horizon is here. What are we doing about it? We are going to make sure that we are stacking and buying these dips, making sure we are not getting chopped out in the emotional trading environment. Let's go. Roll call. If you're alive, get involved in the live chat. Let's make sure that we can do this together because we are about to be pump season.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish shouting. It's not our fault. Blame the cult. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been prepared for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We're hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pumping. I've been prepared for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pumping.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
The signal is here. We've got the charts. We've got the levels. Artificial intelligence, AI agents breaking out, Bitcoin setting up, Ethereum setting up for a move, but there's some questions about that with some FUD around Ethereum and Vitalik and the ETH Foundation. But what is coming with XRP, ONDO, Chainlink? Let's go. Massive gains in this market can happen in an absolute moment like we saw yesterday with that basically the Stargate or I think it's called Stargate with the AI investment that we're seeing in the crypto in AI from the US government about building out AI. And we're seeing that in the charts right now. We also see setups for Bitcoin to go much higher. Ethereum may be about to break that frustrating sideways choppy trend, but will it? Because some of this FUD. And then of course we got XRP news, we got Cardano news, we got Chainlink, we got the market right now is so ripe for opportunity, and yet some people are still frustrated when we look at this. AIXBT, which we talked about here on this channel about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, in this downtrend, falling channel. What have we done? Look at this breakout here, and we can see it directly in the portfolio as well from when we got into this. We're up 14%. It did have a dip, but we're up 43% in 24 hours. Meaning that sometimes you have to ride a little bit of a dip before the rip. Take advantage if you have dry powder to stack in. But we're seeing the market really starting to chop into excitement, but Bitcoin is not yet released. I think there's still speculation about what's going on with the executive orders. And regardless of what happens in today, tomorrow, the next day, the foundation is still here for ultimate bullishness in this market moving forward. That does not discount that we could have a sell-off, washout, liquidity grab in this market. And we're going to be breaking down some charts and some signals and everything that we need to make sure that we can stay on the right side of the trend, because the time is now in this market. The most bullish setup we've ever had. Again, that does not mean we can't have a washout to shake out those paper hands, as we saw yesterday with that short-term holder, basically profit and loss, that P&L, when it flips negative on the ratio we were showing you in that on-chain chart, especially in an uptrend, has proven to be excellent buy zones. And we're right there right now. Can you believe we're in a buy zone with Bitcoin at $104,000? this is what we've got to talk about, because we're seeing some really, really bullish stuff in the market right now, and yet people are focused on the 15-minute chart saying, why isn't it pumping? In fact, let me come over here real quick. I actually retweeted a post from Altcoin Daily. Where is it at? Right here. Altcoin Daily. 1 year ago, Bitcoin was $39,500. And I retweeted that. I said, why isn't Bitcoin doing anything? What the heck? Well, zoom out. The market has been moving up beautifully for over a year. And the best part of this cycle is here right now, the most explosive. That's the nature of parabolas in these markets. Or any parabola, when you see a parabola starting to take shape, the most explosive gains are at the last third, the last 15, 20%. And we're entering that last 30%-ish right now. And so we need to make sure that we're not messing this up, because we are impatient. We are primed right now for max gains for those that have been stacking. I'm asking every single one of you right now. We've got a number of people in the room, a couple hundred. We'll have a couple hundred dump in here in just a few minutes. But let me know in the live chat, whether you're on YouTube or Twitter, on X. If you're on X, click on this video, expand it. You'll see a live chat on the side. I can see it right here. I want to see everybody on Twitter and on YouTube. Let me know, have you been stacking up to now, or are you just on the sidelines? Throw a 1 if you've been stacking, or even just been holding because you've already stacked. Throw a 2 if you're on the sidelines and you're interested, but you're still waiting for that moment. I doubt we're going to have a lot of 2s, but congratulations. Even if you're considering, we are still ahead of the game. So let's dive into this. By the way, everybody, I appreciate you all. I love you all. Let's start this day with a moment of gratitude for ourselves, for the people in our lives, for our health, our ability to be in this market before it truly explodes over the next many years. We are here to change our lives, to affect our families in a positive way, to have more free time. So let's dive into it. What are these signals suggesting? What is being said here in this market? Well, let's talk about the data. Well, first off, remember, regardless of the national, here in the US, the National Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, each one of these states represents economies that are bigger than most countries out there. And there are a total of 12 states that are leading the charge to push a strategic Bitcoin reserve with those own state level Bitcoin reserves. In addition, remember, these are all in addition to if we get a national Bitcoin reserve. And I'm guarantee you these talks are being had the world over with national governments trying to figure out, international governments figuring out what their plan is going to be for strategic Bitcoin reserves, let alone corporations. And then in addition to that, you got stuff like this. Let me pause this. This is Larry Fink. I think it's today at Davos. And let's hear what he's got to say. Let me make sure it's just some audio. Boom. He's talking about a potential $700,000 Bitcoin. And we're worried with the chop here on a percentage basis.
If you're frightened of your debasement of your currency, or you're frightened of your economic or political stability of your country, you can have an internationally based instrument called Bitcoin that will overcome those local fears. And so I'm a big believer in the utilization of that as an instrument. And so if that becomes true, and you see that it could be a proper hedge against maybe hope security or equities, the question is, could you see a 2 or 5% allocation? I was with a sovereign wealth fund during this week, and that was the conversation. Should we have a 2% allocation? Should we have a 5% allocation? If everybody adopted that conversation, it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 for Bitcoin.
I mean, this is true. It's not moon math. This is looking at the fact that this is a limited, capped supply asset, which the world has never seen, on the stage right now, where people on scale are starting to have access and the mind share to truly understand that this is something people increasingly are going to get allocations towards. Lack of supply, an exponential increased demand. What does that do to prices anywhere? They go up. What does that do to prices of something that has a fixed total supply and diminishing available supply on exchange, and the lack of willingness to sell? We also see that in the amount of Bitcoin that has moved off, basically out of exchanges onto private holding wallets. Basically we're holding, we're not selling sort of indication. So we are setting up, and then we see things like China Big Chinese banks are backing crypto operations in Hong Kong. So the landscape is opening up in ways that we cannot even imagine. Then we see top 10 finance apps of all finance, not crypto, just searching finance. Well, number one's crypto, 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 crypto. Taxes, number 5, okay. And then offers crypto, number 6, Robinhood, okay. Budgeting, okay, that's not crypto, great. But then offers crypto, crypto. Crypto is the narrative. And these are people, if this is top apps, this is people that are getting involved. This is that foreshadowing of mass adoption, foreshadowing of more demand in this ecosystem, everybody. What are we worried about right now? And then we look to this right here and we see data. And we're going to be breaking down some charts, everybody. We're going to look at XRP. We're going to look at Cardano. We're going to look at Chainlink. We're going to look at ONDO, and we'll look at a few other things too, some AI agents. But we got to look at this data, this sort of risk on catalyst within the entire crypto ecosystem. What does it say? Bitcoin's binary coin days destroyed, AKA if a coin that's been held for 10 years is sold, you're destroying, basically, you can see a metric of all of these days of a long-term held coin destroyed, AKA an old coin was traded. And so when you're seeing very old coins being traded, it could be an indication, obviously of massive sell pressure, because usually people that are holding for a long time, they don't have one Bitcoin. They have 1,000, they have 3,000, they have 20,000, so on and so forth. They have a lot of Bitcoin. And what we're seeing here, what is it an indication of? An indicator shows reduced activity from long-term holders. In practical terms, this means that sell side pressure has eased and the market may need new catalysts to unlock supply. So AKA unlocking supply means sell side pressure. And right now we're seeing all indications of bullishness looking forward. So even with some of this sell pressure that we're seeing from the short-term holders, long-term holders are saying we're holding here. So this is good. And then we see the indication of further buy pressure. What is that? $950 million USDC minted at USDC Treasury in the last 10 hours. 800 million sent to Coinbase, AKA people are putting money into fiat money into the market. They're converting it to stablecoin, and then they move it to exchange. Well, what are you doing if you're moving a stablecoin to exchange other than the strongest indication is that buy side pressure is about to enter the market? So this is incredible. And what does it look like? What does it look like over time? Well, look at this. Look at these spikes in blue. Spikes in blue is when the USDC mint, AKA there's a huge supply coming in. Boom. Where did that happen? At a bottom. Bop. Where did this happen? It started scaling up right here as FTX collapsed. A lot of buy pressure setup was here. Boom. And then what we get? Massive bullish trend. Okay. And then right here again on the downside, boom. Okay. We got to the low. Let's deploy and buy more. Boom. We got the pop. Yes, it sold off a little more, but nobody could have guessed it was going to be a 7-month sideways price action. And then what do we see? All this move to the upside. We got a little bit of pump here, but look at this massive move here. The only time it looks like we're pretty close to this zone right here. We might even be over it, but roughly about this zone, it looks like it might be a little bit under it in terms of the total amount. But the last time we got this amount of setup for buy pressure was at the market cycle bottom. The last time the setup for huge buy pressure to come into the market, AKA stablecoins getting moved into exchanges, which is a setup to buy. The last time we had that was at the market cycle low at 15,000. And people are wondering up here at 100,000 when we're seeing the same thing. Are we topping? This is a setup to indicate further move to the upside. In addition to the fact that we're seeing this coin value days destroyed, AKA long-term holders aren't selling at these levels. Short-term holders are selling. And that is an indication, an uptrend, that we are likely going to be moving higher because that fear has set in, and that's when the market starts to rip. And so people are worried right now. What are you worried about? Yes, always hedge yourself, but in a dip in this area where we're at right now with the bullish landscape, the bullish architecture of what we're seeing in our future, the capital channels, nations, the new crypto administration, right now is a moment to lock it in because we are probably, all indications are suggesting higher. So what are you going to do about it? Comment right now. Let me know what you think. Where do you think price is going to be at the market cycle top in 2025? I'm curious what you think the price is going to be at the top. Now, continuing on, what else we got? Bull market is in full force. This is from the Rational Root. You know, these charts I show you on a regular basis, this is his platform. He is a OG Bitcoiner and an incredible on-chain analyst. And he's suggesting right here, well, the bull market's in full force. I mean, look how strong this trend is. Look at this bouncing on the short-term holder cost basis. Boom, boom, a little deviation here, but boom. Okay, really a little bit scary here, but where we're at in the market cycle, counting in days, also indicated that, I don't want to say you could disregard it, but it gave you confidence that maybe this was a fake out. But look at this, finding support. We're still holding well above the short-term holder cost basis. Here's the ETF approval. Sell-off held above the short-term holder cost basis. Okay, here's the halving. Now the setup for that catalyst that we see on the 4-year cycle, that higher for, roughly about 1,000 days. And, we still have about, I think, 280 or something, 200, almost 300 days left on that metric. And then we got the election, which has been a catalyst for when the market really starts to move. Why is that? Because the election somehow is perfectly lined up on the 4-year cycle with the halving. Maybe it was a genius move from Satoshi. But what we're seeing is, Sack Nasty says 10K coming. Well, I don't think we're going to see that. But inauguration, boom, right here. And we have an inauguration of an administration. Again, it doesn't matter if you like the administration or not. When you're looking at this as an investor, as a speculator in the market, all indications are their policies, their plans, and their goals are going to be support and to empower the regulatory framework and the support of the crypto ecosystem, which is an absolute wonderful bombshell for what can happen moving forward. So where we're seeing right now on the short-term time frame, it should not be of worry, because we also see in price action, we had this beautiful, beautiful bull pennant, or you could even call it a symmetrical triangle, either one. The breakout, retest, push higher. We have cleared this previous top. We've cleared these tops. Yes, we could get another move to the downside, but in my opinion, that would be a massive bear trap. Not so much, oh my God, we're breaking all the way down to 60,000. Now, is it possible? Sure, but the landscape is way exponentially more bullish than bearish. So let's remember that. And remember, guys, we're going to be going through a number of different altcoins here a little bit. Some of the AI agents, we're going to look at Cardano. We're going to look at Solana. We're going to look at XRP. We got to look at Ethereum and a couple of others. Throw in the altcoins, everybody that is paying attention. Anybody still in Caspa? I don't think I was ever in Caspa, but I know a lot of people like it. Everybody throw 2 coins in the live chat there. We'll try to get through some and some Turbo TA at the end. And shout out again to all you BitLab members, whether you're in BitLab Academy, in our Discord, whether you're a Signals Lab member, which that link is the free traders group wait, do I have, I put the wrong link at the top. Did I? Oh, I put the wrong link at the top. Let me unpin that. Let me post the correct deal. I thought I deleted that link. My bad. Boom. Free traders group. We'll put that in there. Free traders group. Boom. And I'm going to show you some stuff because we've had some massive, massive wins in there as of late. And I'm going to show you those in a little bit. But wherever you're a member, here on the YouTube, in the Academy, or Signals Lab group, we did have the Jumpstart TA this morning. If you come over here, membership right here, I posted it to the public for 4 minutes. So if you make sure you're subscribed, and then right here, click this down arrow, turn on the notifications. You would have been able to see that if you had your notifications on. But we did some setup this morning on some of what's going on in the market. So let me know if you are a member in any of those, if you did watch this. But let's get through some of these charts and landscape, and we're going to get into this TA. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe, ding the bell. If you're watching over on Twitter, hit the like button. By the way, we're doing giveaways throughout the week. So all you got to do is come over here to the Kelly Kellum page. And then right here on this page, hit that retweet, hit that like button. If we get 15 super chats, or a combination of super chats and member gifts, whatever, we'll do a giveaway today. We're going to do 10, 15, and it says super chats, but it'll be super chats or giveaway, and we will draw from those people that retweet. We'll randomly pick a name from those that retweet or quote tweet this right here. So shout out Tima is in a great buy zone right now. Top 1,000 Tima holder will be getting airdrops. So shout out Charles. Thank you for that. I don't know what Tima is, but shout out. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate you. See, we got some coins coming in. SUI, ICP, LCX, DOT. Sui. I think Dot's going to be ripping here soon as well. Dog on Bitcoin, Arrow, Injective. Let's get through this data so we can get to the TA, because I know you guys want to see it, but we got to always remember to look at the landscape, because look at this. All the Bitcoin liquidity, not all, but the majority, piling up above us, AKA massive magnet for price action to get pulled up in the zone. And what is crazy to me is that in order for this to pile up, this means people are shorting the market here, which blows my mind. I'm not shorting a damn thing. If the market drops, great. I will take opportunities to buy those opportunities that do drop. I mean, I cannot believe it. Shout out Bad Fox. We got O'Gilly, Devesh, Jakar, MJ, Devesh, Green Day Profits, Objectively, Real Reality, Objectively. Who else we got in here? Green Day, Ugin. We got, I mean, the crew is here. Shout out if you are here, if you are paying attention. Big love to you. And just a reminder, if you're watching on like this on Twitter, on X, if you make this large, you can live chat here. I don't know why I can't type, but live chat here. Let's get engaged, everybody. This is a community. It's not just me talking at you. Let's all do this together. Now, coming back over to the data we want to go through. Now, this is what's exciting to me. This is what is exciting to me, because we're seeing Bitcoin, we're seeing alts, we're seeing the dominance. And yes, we're waiting a little bit on Bitcoin, but we're also waiting on what's going to happen with the alts absolutely exploding. Can you see my text, Spicy Crypto? Absolutely, I can see your text. Yeah, what's up? We got St. Goose in the house. Yeah, I can see all y'all's messages here. I can throw it up here. Look, boom. Can you see my text? Put it up on, oops, where'd it go? There we go. I can see all, and it shows me who's on Twitter and who's on YouTube. Let's get this. This is a community, man. Let's all get involved, man. Because what we're seeing right now is a setup for greatness in this market. We see the altcoin, basically the altcoin total index, right? Where we're seeing the market cap explode. But what we're most importantly watching here is Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin pushing up into this moving average. And at this point is the same point at which the dominance is breaking down. And it's also shortly after this little consolidation on the alts right here. You can't see my mouse, but this alts right here, this is where Bitcoin is kind of having, some trouble. It's also where the point at which that the Bitcoin dominance breaks down. And after this breakout, slight sideways consolidation, boom, that's alt season. Same thing happened here. Bitcoin had a little trouble at this zone. That's also where the dominance reversed. Also, look, consolidation, just like here. And then the breakout. And then the last little bit of, okay, who's got the balls to ride this to the top? Boom. And then what we get? Ride to the top. What are we seeing right here? In this case, we almost kind of touched this, but we did not get this like we had in the previous cycles here. So now we've gotten that. Now we've gotten the breakout, just like here. Now we got the small bit of consolidation, just like here. And we're also right on pace for when that dominance starts to break down, which will be your altcoin bags absolutely mooning. So the setup is here for those that can hold on to this roller coaster. And it never happens on the day or in the moment you expect it, but regionally on a time basis, and what's happening in the landscape of the global economy, what's happening within crypto, it's all lining up for some major moves coming in this market. So let's not lose sight for what's happening, because this is it zoomed in a little bit deeper. Bring on the top calls. Boom. Who is wondering if we're hitting a market top? This is Bitcoin and the alts. We're seeing all the same things play out with this rounding bottom, the breakout, small bit of a dip, this sort of run up right to the 272. And then what do we get? Little consolidation, then rip, another dip, rip. And then where are we at right now? We had the rounding bottom. We had the dip. Okay. We had the first rip up to the 272. Oh my God. It's almost exactly the same. This is where we're at right here. And then you had, yes, major run, shake out the weak hands. Those for the legends, really taking profit in here is where you really want to do it. Here is not bad, but here is the ultimate profit taking zone. And we're seeing the same thing play out. And it's not just the price action and the market caps. We can see it. If I make this smaller, if you can see the shape the shape here of everything that kind of happened with the RSIs as well. Same thing, double bottom, breakout, a little consolidation, rip, same thing. And then what are we seeing? The double bottom, breakout, little consolidation, rip, bounce, boom. So we're seeing the same landscape of everything that we could have expected about, everything that we could have expected about what's happening in this market. And yet people are still losing their minds about what's going on. And in fact, Alex Becker said, you're not about to see an alt season like the past bulls. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I said the alt season, we're going to see it like past bulls. You're not going to see it. Those were funded by broke peasants, all of us retail, limited potential. You're about to see a country, corporations, banking, billionaires, and institutions involved in this alt season because the landscape is going to become so much more clear. Capital can truly flow into this. Now there's going to be some key winners. Now everything will probably have its own pump in time. Some things will fail. Some things will dominate in this market. But broadly, we have capital that's likely to come in here like we never thought. And people say, well, where's the money going to come from? Everybody's broke. Yeah, but venture capitalists and institutions and corporations and, I mean, these big money players, when they come in, they're not scaling in with $150 buys, $200 buys, $3,000 buys, even $100,000 buys. They're going to be scaling in with true backing of these projects, and it will make some kingmakers within the crypto ecosystem, within the altcoin market. Now, maybe it's going to be a little bit more fractured this cycle. Maybe everything doesn't just pump at once like we've seen in the past. And we've already seen that in the landscape of this last year with these different niches pumping over time. This is incredibly bullish. So let's keep our mind about us because we're seeing this. If you look at just the alts, total 3, everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're seeing the same landscape here. And I broke this down in the members Jumpstart TA this morning. So I'm calling on all of you right now. Get in there. Let's do the giveaway today. Join, gift memberships, whatever it is. All you got to do that is come here. If you're watching the stream, scroll right down below right here. Make sure you're subscribed. And once you're subscribed, it will say join right next to this. And if you don't see join, then I'll put the link right here in the live chat here for everybody on YouTube. I'll put it on the Twitter as well. Come on, where'd the comment? I can put it right here. Join, get in there. It's $1.25 a week. At minimum, you get access to the member Jumpstart TA and some of the other things that I post there. And it's a great way to help support the channel. Why can't I post? Boom. There you go. Sorry, I got double audio because that's on. Now coming back over here, we got to get into this TA because we got some signals we got to look at because the setups are here. Will we see some chops? Yes. But let's take advantage of those chops. That's ultimately opportunity before we get that pop. Before we get that pop. Are you ready for the bop? I mean, I am. Golly, we have been waiting on this because we got to get into it. Let's talk about it. XRP. Why did I have XRP, ONDO, Chainlink, and Cardano on the thumbnail? Well, XRP, listen to what this guy says regarding XRP and Bank of America. This is truly amazing. Whether you like XRP or not, you cannot ignore
Another
this.
one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple is going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it.
They're doing 100% of their internal transactions on Ripple. And I think if that's the case, if they end up becoming some sort of banker's choice coin, whether you like that or not, that is a massive amount of volume and a lot of buying pressure to support that liquidity. So that is very bullish. We're going to look at XRP here in a second. Then we also see Cardano with buying pressure. If history repeats itself, a rise is the most likely scenario in the short term. Look at this setup with the basically buy and sell pressure delta, meaning how many people are selling versus how many people are buying. This was diminishing up until boom, launch point, pop. And then what are we seeing right here? Diminishing sell pressure. We're coming potentially, we could be right on the cusp of this major explosion. And then we see, bam, I think everybody, you're not going to be lucky in this market. This is what luck looks like in crypto. Just so, I mean, I don't need to show the whole 30 seconds. It's just night and day and night and day and night and day and night and day staring at these charts like every single one of you are doing. And then we have ONDO, who's got the summit they have coming up in February. They have an unlock. Why would you buy into an unlock? Well, understand the data before you say dumb shit, okay? Yes, there's an unlock. It's a 3-year linear unlock. It's not going, it's 80% of it. 80% of it goes into basically stuff that backs the treasury, their treasury and liquidity and other stuff. It's not just going to be an unlock and immediate sell side pressure on all those tokens unlocked. It's a linear unlock one, so it limits it over time, right in the face of when we're going to have the most bullish explosion of capital coming into the market. In addition to the fact we got Spicy Crypto. Welcome to being a member, BitLab Tech. As the longer you're a member, that beaker next to your name will fill up, change colors as well. Some of you, everybody that's a member that's live here now, drop a emoji in the live chat here, so they can see the various different colors and the stuff. And you also got access to the emojis, and then of course those membership Jumpstart TA sessions in the morning. And sometimes we do basically members only live streams. But ONDO's also got the global markets coming up. It's not just going to be U.S. Treasuries. It's going to be integrations of stock markets and other assets. I mean, they're tied in with Securitize and BlackRock. And then, of course, Chainlink, which I know I shared a post yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Let me come over to it. It is right here somewhere. Tornado Cash, now this is moving, reversing those sanctions. But where is it? Boom. The AI stuff going on. We're going to be looking at some AI agents here in a second. This is right here. Why I think Link is the most undervalued crypto out there. Integrated across the majority of the entire altcoin and crypto ecosystem, also bridging access with traditional finance and legacy markets. Plus, it's an Oracle data provider for Web 2 and Web 3. Plus, the founder of Chainlink, Sergey Nazarov, also internationally integrated with shaping the future here at the inauguration with Javier Milei. Also here with, I don't know. Oh, it's, what's his name? Not Alex Finn. That famous podcaster. Also here, I don't actually know who this is. Big person, I'm sure. Somebody that's integrated in the space. Top G's here in the crypto ecosystem. Also with Michael Saylor and everything that they're doing with integrations with Swift and DTCC. Bullish. So let's look at some of these because we got XRP and we've been talking about this for some time. I want to know how many of you out there were XRP holders, XRP Army, and all of this massive time frame back here, 2018. Oh my God, down. We got the pump and we're back. Dropped all the way back down, back down. And then now, after all of this pressure is released with the new administration, with the SEC getting denied on all their nonsense. And then we saw this massive rip to the upside into basically a midterm macro bull flag now breaking out. And the target out of this is up here at basically this 467 just on this move here. Actually, it's the smaller move. It's just on this move here. The target out of that is up here at the 2.618, 467. This very likely could get up here into the 6s and the 8s. Some people go $10,000 XRP. It's not happening. That's freaking nonsense. And if you think that, you're following complete idiots in this crypto ecosystem. A $10,000 XRP would represent the market cap larger than the GDP of the world, okay? It's not going to happen. A $10 XRP is feasible, but that would be a massive market cap as well. Somewhere in this region would be fantastic. Somewhere the low side, something under 4, I think would be kind of undershooting it. But somewhere in the $4 to $8 range, I think is very doable, especially if this market rips like we think it is going to. And the setup is phenomenal. In addition to if we get crypto made in the USA, whether it's a select group of them or all of them, not having capital gains tax, you know how much capital is going to flow in if that's the case? It will take some level of priority within crypto liquidity investors in the market. So that could be XRP, that could be ALGO. ALGO looks very similar. You look at Algorand, look at this. Got that pop, sell off, and now it's kind of waiting for that next leg to the upside. We also see HBAR, also similar. Massive bull pennant, and you can see the targets out of this. The short side target is here at about $1. The high side target is up here at about $2.60. And that doesn't mean it's going to be the target. I'm just talking about from this pattern that we see here, whether you're measuring this flagpole or the entire flagpole. But there's bullishness in this market. Then you look at ONDO. ONDO's sitting a little flat right now. Remember, it's a newer project. It's got the ear of Larry Fink tied in with Securitize and everything they're doing there in the BIDL, their BIDL fund. And they're what's coming in the very near future with, I think, are going to be some major announcements about the global markets deal that they're going to be doing. I mean, I'm so bullish on ONDO. So the fact that this is not just ripping right now, no, that means we have opportunity at these zones. So let's get down to a little bit smaller time frame, and we see this. We talked about this potential reversal here. It's not doing it yet. We kind of got the pump, but kind of dropped back down in this zone. I mean, look at this zone. Look how important this zone is. Rejection, support, 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 rejection, rejection, chopped back up a rejection, support, kind of fake out here. When this starts to actually move up, we're watching the move to $1.45 to $1.48 region, this zone. The next move after that is up to $1.64. This is going to be a little bit of a zone we got to get through here. But this, I mean, this is nonsensical to even be debating that. Once we clear this zone here, this means that this sort of reversal pattern is sort of playing out. And great, we get some areas that we can look for the stair step to the upside. So let's be patient here and take advantage to what this sort of exciting but kind of frustrating part of the market is. And it's only frustrating because we're impatient. So then we look at Cardano, and look at this, coming right into a trend line. We have horizontal trend lines here from fibs. We have horizontal from this rejection and supports right in the zone. We have this diagonal level of support here as well. We got 3 trend lines coming into a key zone right now. This tells me this may be a good buying opportunity before we get a rip. Now, does this mean it can't have, a fake out to the downside before that happens? Sure, we can get that, but that means that's why you don't throw all your wad in right here. You can layer it here. You can layer it in a little bit more here or here after you establish a higher low. But the point is the landscape. Now, why are we talking about Cardano? It's not doing anything. Well, some of the indications are there's going to be integrations with the access and the integrations with Cardano and Bitcoin. That would be massive moving forward. Also, there's debate whether this is a U.S. coin or not, because remember, IOHK, input, output, Hong Kong, international crypto. Now, was it founded in the U.S.? Yes, but in many ways, it's an international token. So we'll have to see if that made in the USA thing is going to matter or not regarding the capital gains taxes. But I think Cardano is going to do ultimately incredibly well. It has an incredibly strong community. Throw a 1 in chat if you are a Cardano person. If you've been a Cardano holder through all this, or if you've recently stacked in. And then we got to look at some of those other coins. We got to look at Solana. Solana, especially with the Trump coin launch, holy moly, and a lot of the mind share. Remember, even David Sachs, who's a crypto czar, crypto and AI czar here in the US, also has spoken very positively about Cardano in the past. They're he has pretty big access to multi-coin, that portfolio, and it's got a pretty big share of Solana as well. There's a lot of corporate interest in Solana, and the fact that this broke out also tied in with that Trump pump, which was launched on Solana. Great, look at this. We have the W formation, great breakout of this neckline, and the retest back down. Currently, it didn't test all the way back down, but regionally, it has established this higher low. If this can hold, essentially above 222, if this can hold above this, then ultimately we're still in this bullish breakout. If this can hold above here, this would be ultimately be way more bullish above 230. But really what we want to see is, when the market starts to push, is Solana to break above this 295, essentially the $300 mark, because this would now be into price discovery, and that capital would likely be coming in. Now coming down, I do want to drop into SWE because I saw a number of people posting about SWE. How many of you are SWE holders? We talked about the potential washout here. It didn't happen. In fact, this just held, pushed up, came back now. And now let's kind of redraw what we're looking at here. We have the rising channel, and this has, it looks like, broken bearish out of this rising channel. We can actually draw it a bit like that. So broke bearish out of this rising channel, which is to be expected. When you have a rising channel These tend to break to the downside. Come up, retest. Okay, right here, if we can hold this zone on SUI, however you want to say it, you know, we've got bounce, a lot of chop here, bounce, bounce. If we can hold above this 425, that ultimately be the most bullish. If this loses this, I'd be looking for a zone right about right here, and I do it just like this. Boom. Let's make this boom. Let's make this orange. Boom. That's the area I'd be looking to target for, pretty great buy opportunity. But there's a lot of bullishness around SUI. Now, if there's lack of follow through in the coming days regarding any crypto-focused executive orders, maybe the market takes a bit of a dip before we really get that blast off. At some point in the next, whether it's today or sometime in the next 2 weeks, I do think we're going to get some movement on some more crypto-focused executive orders. Remember, crypto is not Trump's #1 focus. There's a lot that he's got focus. It doesn't mean he's sliding crypto or this or that. Look at his actions. He's been stacking into crypto with World Liberty Finance, with launching meme coins over the weekend. His actions suggest super bullishness on this market, okay? Now, when we get these executive orders, depending on what they are and how they're phrased in the time frame and time, for strategic Bitcoin reserve, maybe we just don't sell any Bitcoin this year and we start buying next. We might get a little bit of a dip on that initially, but that's not the end of the world. Why do we say that? Because the same thing happened back here. Let's go back. Let's go to Bitcoin. The same thing happened back here when we got the speculation run on the ETFs getting launched. They got launched and the market sold off. At that point, the most bullish news in the history of Bitcoin, and we sold off. So remember, there's a lot of bullishness primed in right now about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. That means there's a lot of emotionality that can be taken advantage of and liquidity flush, boom, before we launch. So while I do want things just to launch from here, there is a possibility for a bullish breakdown spring before we push higher. So when we're looking at SUI, as much as bullish as we are in this, I mean, look at this. In price discovery, breaking down a little bit, great. Coming down into the zone wouldn't be the end of the world. Shit, coming all the way down here to 222 wouldn't break bullish structure because all you'd be doing is retesting these previous range highs, this 230 range right in here. So realize if this does break down, great opportunity because I do think SUI will have an incredible bull market. It might have to take a little bit of a dip before the rip. Now, considering we still have positive money flow, we had some bearish divergence. I can tell because this is pushing way higher. These waves on these bars. This is the momentum waves here. The purple is RSI. The orange is the stochastics. We got bearish divergence on RSIs. We got bearish divergence on stochastics. We have bearish divergence on the momentum waves. And what happened here? It pushed a little higher, but then it flattened out. And it may be indicative that we may be in for a little bit of a dip. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the data did soften a little bit here on strength. We still have positive money flow, but the VWAP is angled down, stochastics angled down. This is on the 3-day chart. What does it look like on the 4-hour? Negative money flow. Got a little bit of a bullish divergence here, so we may get a little bit of a little bit of a move to the upside. See this down, and this is up. Similarly with the RSI. Down here to here. I'm looking at the same spots. RSI is down. RSI, the low here is higher than here. So we do have some bullish divergence, but this may be all that is playing out. We got to kind of wait for the market. What I'd like to see is that this is a fake out and this, because looks like it's trying to reverse. I'd like to see this come back up into this region, see what happens here. Potential something like that before you get the move to the upside, but it does look a little, I don't want to say problematic in the near term. Again, this all could switch on a moment's notice with comments made by the current president that is involved in crypto. You have to remember the new paradigm that we are in. And then we look down and we look at things like I showed, I don't know if I showed it on this or on the morning stream, but like these AI agents after that announcement of the Stargate investment, $100 billion to start, up to $500 billion over the next many years, a few years, I should say. Nice rip, bull flag kind of with this, with the falling channel right here. And now a breakout, W formation within that, W formation within that. And this is having trouble currently at this zone right here. We'd really like to see AIXBT break through the 98 cent, we'll call it all the way 98 cent to $1 mark. And I think if that's the case, well, if we actually break through it, not a wick, like we have some candle closures on the 4 hour, 6 hours and above, I think we're going to be seeing some really positive movement in the AI space. Other coins as well, like Injective, which is kind of in the AI narrative. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to remove all drawings because that's just getting noisy as it can be. But we see here, we saw that sort of boom, got that falling channel here, kind of, right? Breakout, retest, kind of consolidation of the zone. And we've got this I can tell, I just look at where there's a grouping of a huge amount of liquidity. That's very important. A lot of chop, rejection, support. So if we can get through that, that would be magic. So we have this rising level of support, horizontal level of resistance. We want to get through this $25 to $28 range. And also if we break down, we'd like to hold above this basically $20 range. If not, we're likely coming down to about this $15 mark on Injective. Kind of in that AI play, you know, so paying attention to that. Then we also see, what were some of the other coins we saw? We didn't look at Chainlink. Chainlink, guys, I think Chainlink and ONDO are probably two of the most undervalued coins in the ecosystem. And we saw this sort of chop here with the deviation. And within that chop, we can delete this now. A breakdown, found support right on this macro. You see this macro, boom. Boom. And look at this. Came back down, test, and now breaking to the upside here. World Liberty Finance stacking in, one of those Trump portfolio coins. VWAP angled back to the upside on the 3-day. Stochastics angle back to the upside. Let's get down to the 4 hour. 4 hour boom right here. Okay, that was just a target. We can delete this. It's looking like it's getting a little bit of weakness here. And you can tell this by the BitLab Trading Stack dashboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 6 signals, quick look signals. It just, without having to look at all this, you see what's in a bullish position or bearish or neutral. Gray is neutral. So it does look like we may be getting a little bit of weakness here. I'd be watching for potentially a bounce at 24 level. 24.50 level. If we lose that, I think we're going to be coming back down, coming down to test this. If we lose that, I think we're coming back down into this range in the low 20s. But the market is setting up. We talked about all those signals that we went through. All the signals. We can just look through my bookmarks here. With the USDC supply stacking up as it has each time before a major move on, when you're in still a bullish trend. You see, midterm breakdown, but still in that bullish trend. This stacked before the boom. Set up before the boom, set up almost the same size as we saw at the market cycle bottom right here, and people are worried. And then we look at where we're at, still very bullish structure. Then we look right here in the fact that the long-term holders, reduced activity in long-term holders, aka they're not selling. We saw yesterday the short-term holders are selling in a profit and loss ratio that indicates in a bull trend that is probably a good buying opportunity. Then you see the total market cap setting up in a structure that we've seen historically. Signs are pointing up right now, everybody. I love you. I appreciate you. We've had such bullishness in this market. And let's see, we've got viewer activity. Why is it not showing me? I want to scroll back. We had the super chat. We had a favorite in there and a couple of memberships. We didn't hit the marks for a giveaway today, but I like you guys. I appreciate you all. I see Vet, I see Bad Fox, Faden TradFi. How many of you are new here in the last few weeks or even the last month or two? Let us know. I love you guys. I really do love this community. Guys, again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kelly Kellum. We are bringing this community together to make sure we can keep people on the right side of the trend, not step in some of the same potholes that I have. And again, I want to shout out, we do have that free traders group. The link is, I'm going to show you some magic here, some alpha. If you're watching here on Twitter, if you're seeing this, you can see on the first comment right here, this was supposed to be gone, but this free traders group right here, let me show you some magic. It's also, if you're watching on YouTube, it's right up here. Boom. Click on that link. You'll see the link right there. I just want to show you some magic for people that are involved. We got a number of professional traders in there sharing some absolute gems. I'm sharing the Jumpstart TA in there as well as trades periodically as well. But you know, guys, I'm doing a lot of stuff. That's why we got a group of incredible traders sharing signals. And just to give you some indication of what's going on in there, look at this. We posted some of these wins. Look, this is just a combination of some of the ones that came in the last a couple days, last couple of weeks. 91% gain on that trade signal that we sent. 56% gain on this trade signal. 94% on 96%, 140% gain, 19%, 96%, 74%, 89%. 51%, 49%. And these are all signals that here's a setup, here's the entry, here's the leverage we're being used, here's the stop losses we're using. All of that is in there in the, in these setups. Long, boom, the setup, it's all in there. Exactly. We got the signals. Get in there, use that. Only the link that we have on my specific profile. Don't follow some fake person out there. There's a lot of fake accounts of me. And that link is right here on this link right here from this live stream, free traders group. Boom. All you have to do is sign up for CoinW. All the information is on there when it shows you how to do it when you click on that link. And when you deposit, it's your money. I'm not taking it. It's free. You deposit $100, you get $100. You deposit $200, you get $200 to trade with. They're in there. And I don't see that at all, I'm incentivized to make sure that you got good trade signals because the money that's made on our end is on the back end of the trading fees that you're already paying when you trade. So guys, just get involved because we are about to ride this to Valhalla. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day and we will see you again tomorrow. We're going to head over to the blockchain basement now, show some love. Let's go let them know the BitLab fam is there. Let's go drop in right now. Adios, everybody. Shout out to all the new members that have been flowing in. We're going to be getting a lot more new members. Let's welcome them in. Let's show them love. Let's be engaged. The more we're engaged, the more we can learn from each other. And when you guys let me know what coins you want to see, when you super chat, when you join memberships, all that keeps us going and also helps me know what kind of things I can bring to you guys. Because this isn't about me talking. This is about me bringing information, education, and community together for you. So big love to each and every one of you. Shout out. We'll see you in the BitLab, in the Signals Lab, and here on the BitLab members on YouTube. Let's head over to Blockchain Basement. Adios.